Hello and welcome at the second part of my second video about the game Next War Poland, scenario Red Storm, the invasion in Baltics, and we have turn 2 of this scenario here. Some things changed. First, we have same number of points for each side, since we have 3 points for Russia and 3 points for NATO. This means that currently we have contested level of the air superiority. Not advantage as it was before, but contested. So it will be a bit harder for Russia to use their air forces. And I think I forgot to show you, but now it's a good opportunity to show you losses of all sides. And NATO suffered quite a big losses, especially when it comes to the Baltic states forces. Here we have Latvian, Lithuanian and Estonian units, along with 1 German battalion, while Russians lost 1 airborne brigade. So NATO suffered some serious losses, but they are still winning when it comes to the number of the victory points, since they have 7 and Russians have 3. We will see if it will change in this turn. We have turn 2, so let's start. Weather phase we can skip, because weather is clear for the entire scenario. Supply phase is optional, so we can skip. Initiative air naval phase. Russia has an initiative in this turn as well. We have fixed number of air points, 3 for each side. Superiority level is contested. No roles for sea control and mine clearance, so we are moving into initiative, movement and combat phase. Okay, let's move our mighty Russians. Let's zoom a bit. Okay, now they managed to clear Aukštaitija successfully, so I think I will move all this powerful group here. I will give them this artillery and this artillery, maybe because they will need serious support to fight against these American units. Next, I'm gonna keep these units here, since they need to attack Riga again. I might use these units from Widzem somewhere. I think I will move 1 unit here and 1 unit here to support this combat. There is a LEC unit? Yes, there is a LEC unit. It will be needed to perform clearing operations. And now I have these airborne battalions, brigades here, and I think I will try to capture this island of Saaremaa. And how to make it? I can do it with air mobile movement. These are light infantry units, since you can see they have yellow number on the black background when it comes to their range, movement points. So I can use Russian air mobile points to move them here at Saaremaa. Russia has 4 air mobile points, so I'm gonna spend 1 of them and move 1 of these brigades here, and I have to perform standard game air defense fire. We have contested advantage and no modifiers. So let's make a roll. 8. They managed to do it, so they are here, and I'm gonna put 1 more unit here. Make a roll for them. 9. They managed to do it. I need just 2, because we have only you need only 2 points to perform clearing operation on island area. So 2 brigades are fine to do so. I have to draw clearing counter for them and put it here. And next I have three more units here, and I think I will move them here, just to try to capture Tallinn. And I think that's all when it comes to the Russian movement phase. Yes, this is their initiative movement segment, and next we have initiative combat segment. So let's perform our Russian attacks. First, here. Now we have 5, 5, 10, 13 against 11. So it's 1-to-1 with -1 for Russians. It is 1-to-1 and -1. Okay, first we have to check column shifts. Oh, sorry, no. First we have to check standard combat strength modifiers. None of them applies because it is raw woods terrain, so we don't get any modifiers for tanks attacking and so that's all. And next we have column shifts. First, for the combat efficiency, Americans are using these brigades as a leading unit, so they have 7. Russians are using this unit, so they have 6, so Americans gain +1 or -1, I should rather say. So we move here from 1-to-1 to 1-to-2. And next, Russians are using these 2 artillery brigades, so they gain +2 shift on their favor here. And that's all when it comes to the column shifts. And next we have to check our die roll modifiers. First, Russians decide to spend 1 of their air points and gonna make a roll for air defense. We have 5. There is a mechanized enemy unit, so we have -1, so we have 4. 4 in the contested, it is alright. Russians gain -1. So they have -2 now. And Americans are using their combat helicopters. 9, great. So they have -2, so we moved to 0 when it comes to the die roll modifiers. And next, attacker has two formations, since this unit is white and these 2 are green, so there is +1. And that's all. Oh, sorry, no more, no, something else there was. Light infantry defending in the non-flat woods city terrain. Yes, we have light infantry defending in the raw woods, so we have additional +1. So we will roll with +2 die roll modifier. 4 + 2 is 6. So attacker loses 1 step. Americans successfully repelled Russian attempt to capture Vilnius. And next we have Riga. We have attack on Riga, and we have 2, 4. I think I will do such movement because I can use 6 stacking points in the one combat only. So I have to use 5, so I have 11 here. 11 against 1, it is 11-to-1, so 7-to-1 since it's higher. We don't get column shifts because of the combat efficiency, because it's already the higher, biggest odds possible. So Russians are not going to use their AU points here because it would be a waste. So that's all. Let's make a roll. 0. Wow. 1 and 3. Attacker loses 1 step, and the defender loses 3 steps. But since the defender can satisfy such a number, since Latvian unit has 1 step only, he has to he is eliminated, and attacker hasn't lose his steps. So Russians succeed, and we're gonna draw yet another clearing counter and place it here. Maybe this time it will work better. And we have one more battle here in Tallinn. Russians have 1, 2, 3 points, and Allies have 2. So we have 1 to 1.5 combat odds. And now let's make some column shifts. Allies have 6, Russians have 5 combat efficiency, so we move one step back in the favor of the attack, in favor of the defender. And next we have to check die roll modifiers. Russians are using their Mi-24 combat helicopters that are in Russia, and gonna make a roll for contested advantage. 2. It is abort, so they failed. Russians spent their air points. 8, they did it, so they gain -1. And NATO spends one air point as well. 3. I think it is bad. No, it is good. So die roll modifier returns to 0. And next we have another +1 for the defender, because we have light infantry defending in the raw woods. So we have +1. But we gain also -1 if light infantry attacking in the non-flat flatwood city terrain. And this is light infantry as well. So die roll modifier again returns to 0. But we have 2 formations for Russia, so we have +1 because of additional formation of the attacker. And also we have 2 different nations here, but when defending, it is not a problem for us. It is only a problem for when they are attacking. So I'm gonna make a roll. Wow, 0 +1. This gives us 1. -1 for the attacker and -2 for the defender. So Russians are losing one of their brigades, and defender suffers 2 step losses. So this one is eliminated, and this one is eliminated as well. That was pretty good for Russia. Despite this loss, they managed to clear this land from the enemy units. Of course, they are too weak to perform a clearing operation all by themselves, but if I will move some other units there, they might do it, so I will place clearing counter here as well. And that would be all when it comes to the initiative combat segment. And next we have elite reaction movement segment. So Allied player might move his forces if he has any elite units, and if he likes to move them. We have 2 elite units here, these 2 American brigades, but I don't think I will move them. I will let them stay here, just because they are, well, important to defend this Vilnius area, so let them be. So next we have exploitation movement segment, and Russian player might move his units again. Gonna check if I will make some moves. Let me think. Yes, I should do it here. I move this Guards brigade here to support this clearing operation, and I will move this brigade here to Vidzeme to guard this land, not occupy, of course. Russians are not occupying anything, they are guarding what's theirs, rightfully theirs. And that's all when it comes to the exploitation movement segment. And next we have exploitation combat segment. So the question is if I want to attack here with exploitation combat segment. Why this question? Because in the exploitation combat segment, attacker gains additional negative -2 column shift. So it would be very hard to attack here, and it would probably only cause more losses among our brave Putin's men, so no attack here. And next we have reaction movement segment. Allies have a very limited option of movement here, so I don't think I will move them, let them be. And reaction combat segment, no. Americans are not going to attack. You may ask why I'm not attacking here, because attack might suffer losses among the attacker as well. And I don't want to suffer any losses because these two units are the last one effective combat groups I have on the map, so I don't want to risk a loss of any of them. It's better to defend this Vilnius area for now. So this is I'm not gonna attack in the reaction combat segment. We are moving to the basic movement and combat phase next. And now we have first movement segment. Russians are moving. Russians are moving, but they are not moving anywhere. They are fine when they are. And next we have first combat segment, so Russians are attacking. And I'm gonna make an attack here now, because now I don't get this negative modifier for exploitation combat segment. I guess you can already see why this scenario is described as a very solitaire friendly. Russians are doing most of the actions while NATO rather keeps what they can and makes no any moves. So let's make this combat. This is still gonna be quite a hard nut to crack for Russians. I wanted to say Soviets. So let's make a combat. 5, 8, 11. We have 11 against 10. So we have 1 to 1 with -1. 6 against 7. So we have additional -1 in favor, shift in favor for the defender. And Russians are using their both artillery groups, so they have +2 on their favor. Next, our air forces. Americans are trying to use their combat helicopters. Let's make a roll. Oh! They have -1 because there are armored units here, and -1 in the contested is abort -2. So they can't use their combat helicopters, and they gain star, so their combat helicopters are suffering 1 step loss. That was bad. Russians are spending their last remaining air points. 3, -1 because of the armored unit. It is abort. And NATO spends their 2 movement air points. 1 -1 is 0. Abort -1. So I can only use my 1 air point. So I gain +1, so it's 0. Okay, that's all when it comes to the air support. NATO gains +1 because light infantry defending in the raw woods, and Russians gain and NATO gains another +1 because we have 2 formations of the attacking forces. So let's make a roll. 2 + 2 is 4. Not bad for Russians, not bad. 1 and 1. Each side suffers 1 step loss. That's all. And that's all when it comes to the Russian attacks. So I can place this combat results table somewhere far from me. And next we have second movement segment, so NATO is allowed to move. But I don't think it will move. No, it won't move. And combat segment again, NATO will do nothing. So this concludes basic movement and combat phase. We are moving to the reorganization phase. We have to rotate all the artillery and helicopters. Now they can be used again. Remove air points, yes, they are all spent. Reset air mobile points, okay, done. Remove tunnel markers, nothing like this is important for us. And conduct clearing operations. So let's conduct clearing operations again. First, here, 4. We have 5 units here, 5 stacking points here. So maybe this time they will be more much more lucky than they were. We have -1 for clearing in Lithuania. +1 because stack includes leg and armor or mechanized. So we have +1 and -1, so we have 0. Difference between efficiency rating and clearing number, 5 and 4, so we get +1. And the difference between stacking points and minimum safe stacking points is 0 because we have 5 and minimum safe stacking points is 5. So let's make a roll. My god. My god. I was sure they will manage to do it with ease, but they didn't. Now here, 5, and we have 5. We are clearing in Latvia, so no, but we are clearing flagged area, so we have -1. Yes, we have armored and leg units, so we have +1, so we have 0. The difference between efficiency rating and clearing number is +1, and we have 5 stacking points, so we don't get a negative modifier for the difference between safe stacking points and stacking points. So let's make a roll. Yeah, they did it. They did it. So we placed Russian control counter here, and not only because we only place Russian counter here, since all the land areas of Latvia are now are free of enemy units, so this one is under control of Russians here as well. And next we have Trebor clearing operations here on the north. I'm gonna start with Tallinn, since again, if I will manage to capture capital land area, I will control the entire country, because there's no enemy units in the other land areas of Estonia. So I have 6. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard, and I have only 4 stacking points, so this is going to be extra hard. But let's try. Maybe we'll manage to do it. All for Putin. So clearing in the Lithuania and Estonia, -1. Clearing flagged land area, -2. Para digital installation, no. Amphibious assault, no. Para drop, no. Stack includes leg and mechanized, no. A difference between efficiency rating and clearing number, 5 against 6, so another -1. And the difference between stacking points and safe stacking points, 4 against, so we get -4. My god. It's virtually impossible to do so. I'm gonna make a roll. I get 8 -4, it's 4. So they failed, and because they haven't enough stacking points to get safe number, they have to suffer one step loss. That's bad, that's bad. Next we have Saaremaa, island control. Oh, here we have quite a good number. I have only 2 stacking points here, but it's enough because you need only 2 points for island areas. So, clearing in the Estonia, -1. Units units moved here while using air mobile movement, yes, so -2. Stack includes leg and armor, no. Difference between efficiency rating and clearing number, 5 against 3, so we have +2, so 0. And the difference between stacking points and minimum safe stacking point is 0 because we have 2. So that's all. I'm gonna make a roll. Oh my! Oh my! Now here, last clearing operation. 1, 2, 5. Maybe they will do it better. Clearing in the Estonia, -1. Flagged, no. Additional installation, no. Amphibious, no. Paradrop, no. Leg and mechanized armored, no. Difference between efficiency rating and clearing number, 6 against 6, no. Difference between stacking points and minimum safe stacking points, no, because we have 5. So we have -1. My god. So that's all when it comes to the clearing operations. As you can see, Russians gained not much. I hope that they will do it better than they did. Putin is not satisfied, definitely. And that's all for the reorganization phase. So next we have reinforcement and replacement phase. First we have reinforcements. For now, since all... sorry, I'm gonna move a bit more south. And so, since all the Latavia is controlled by Russians, I had to remove Latvian counters from the reinforcements cap. It is quite sad because Latvia has the biggest number of reinforcement units. So I have Lithuanian units only, since Estonia has nothing. And I'm gonna take 2 of them and place them, well, maybe here or in Žemaitija, sorry. And next I have to take 2 American airborne brigades, and I can use them, I can place them in the friendly controlled area, or I can paradrop them somewhere where I would like to. So I think I will try to make a paradrop here in the Kurzeme. So I have to check if their their flight was safe. We have we have contested air movement. So I wrote 4. There are no enemy units here, so they flew safely. And now I have to make a roll for their paradrop. It will be quite hard because it is raw woods at land. I rolled 8. Wow, that was good. I rolled 8. No, this is sorry. I rolled 2. Sorry, 2. That's good. Yes, that's good because 8 would be a hit, but they landed here safely. So they will be able to remove this Russian flag from here. And next, I have another American group that I will make land where? Maybe Saaremaa. Maybe Saaremaa. This will be even harder because there is enemy units there. I have to make a roll for the fly. I roll 7, it is good. And next I have to make a roll for para drop. I'm gonna add +1 because there is enemy units. We have enemy units there. But I rolled 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, so they landed safely. And because of that we are removing clearing marker from here. And finally I gain additional 2 units of the NATO Rapid Reaction Corps. I'm gonna draw them randomly. I gain 1 British unit and 1 German unit. Where I'm gonna place them? They are quite weak. As you can see, they have only 1 strength point each other, so it is not good to use them for combat, for landing support, and so I will place them here, and I might move them further. So that would be all when it comes to the NATO reinforcements. Russians gain 1 replacement point, but I don't think they have any units they might replace, since they can use 1 point to replace only motorized infantry units, and all their motorized infantry units are fine, so they don't do anything. And now we have to check victory determination phase. Okay, let's count victory points for Russia. We have 2, 4, 6, 2, 5 because of the flagged area, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 11. We have 11 victory points for Russia. So they have 14 victory points. And as for NATO, we have 2, we have just 2. Oh my. Yes, we have just 2 victory points for NATO. So they have 9. Since this land is contested and I couldn't change this flag in the reinforcement and replacement phase, since control markers are changed in the reorganization phase. And since this unit landed there later, I couldn't change this in the reinforcement and replacement phase. So I think that's all when it comes to the victory points. Russians have 14 victory points, while NATO has 9 victory points. So that's not good for NATO. Russians are gaining some advantage. So that's all when it comes to the turn 2. And I think this is all for this movie, and in the next movie I'm gonna play turn 3, which will be the last turn of this scenario.